Hello and welcome to Alliance Manchester Business School. Which degree is right for you? My name's Kate Scott. I'm the Marketing and Recruitment Coordinator for the school, and the aim of this webinar session is to give you an overview of the programmes that we offer at the school, the entry requirements, work placements, study abroad options, just to try and help you navigate at this stage in your decision making which of our programmes might be more suited to what you're looking for from a university degree. So we'll start off with a kind of general introduction to the school. So we're part of the University of Manchester. We're within the Faculty of Humanities. And in terms of our rankings, we have both subject rankings and overall university rankings. So the uni at the moment, we're ranked 6th in the UK, 27th in the world. For the business school subjects, which are in accounting and finance and business and management studies, we also have subject specific rankings for those. So at the moment we are 5th in the UK and 21st in the world for accounting and finance, and 7th in the UK and 30th in the world for business and management studies. So do have a look at the overall university rankings when you are kind of looking at the prestige, I guess, and the reputation of universities you're thinking of applying to. But I would encourage you to go one step further and actually try and look out the subject specific rankings for the courses that you're most interested in. At Manchester, we are a research-led institution, so we're part of the Russell Group of universities, which means that we kind of value our research alongside our teaching. At Manchester, we are 2nd in the UK for business research power, and that has to do with the quality and the quantity of the research that we do in business at the business school. The academics that are teaching our classes are using that research kind of content to deliver case study materials. They're writing quite often journal articles in national or international journals. Quite a few of them are media spokespersons as well. So the research kind of goes hand in hand with the teaching at the school. It's not a separate group of academics who do the research and another separate group who would do the tuition. It's very much the same group. And so you can see that research as informing all of our teaching at the school, and a reassurance that your academics are at the kind of forefront of thinking in their particular areas. We've also been awarded a TEF Silver, which is a separate kind of ranking, if you like, and has to do not just with the research and the teaching that goes on at the university, but also things like student satisfaction and employability scores as well. So some facts and figures about the school. We have at the moment around 1,700 undergraduate students, so we're a pretty large business school. Around 800 of those are international students and the rest are UK and EU students. So we've got a really broad kind of mixture of nationalities represented in our student body. At the moment, we have students from 80 different countries being taught by staff from 40 different countries. So a real international kind of mix in the school, both on the teaching side and on the learning side and the students. So a very different kind of classroom environment than you might be used to in your school or college. We also have a great alumni network, great opportunities to tap into that both during and after your studies. And we have global centres in a number of countries where our academics are delivering things like our global MBA programme. Also worth mentioning that our academic staff teach across different levels in the school, so we don't have a group of staff delivering undergraduate classes and then a separate group of staff delivering postgraduate classes and MBA classes. It's all very much taught across different academics at every level. We're also a Triple Crown school. So what this means is that we have accreditation from 3 individual awarding bodies for business schools. Now, you might have never heard of these before, but they are quite important markers of quality, I guess, on business schools in particular. So looking at the bottom of this slide, you have EQUIS, which is the European awarding body, AMBER, which is the UK awarding body, and AACSB, which is the American awarding body. And I guess it's a bit like Ofsted for schools. It's an independent judge of the school's teaching, research, and lots of other things. So just a stamp of quality, if you like, on Manchester's programmes. So what I want to spend the most time going through is our courses. So what do we offer at the school and what sets all of these different programmes apart from each other, and indeed apart from other business school courses, for example, other universities. Never assume that if 2 programmes have the same title at different universities that they'll have the same content, because it's very much down to the university as what goes into the programme structures for their programmes, whether they allow you to study abroad or complete work placements as part of the course. So what I'll go through is kind of how our programmes are structured, things like entry requirements, whether you can do placements or study abroad, and also a bit about our student cohorts that have started this previous September. So starting with management, the BSc Management and Management Specialism group of programmes, this is the bulk of what we deliver at Manchester. So we have around 320 students each year starting this group of courses. And in reality, there are, I think, 12 or 14 different individual programmes in this area. So you can take a broad-based management degree, but you can also do quite a specialised version of that with marketing content added in, for example, or human resources. In terms of the grade profile, these are our entry requirements. So this is an A-level example here. So we're looking for A, at A-level. We don't necessarily mind which subjects you've taken. We like to see a bit of a mixture of arts, sciences. We do accept things like art, PE, no problem at all. You don't need maths A-level or business A-level for any of our programmes, so we're pretty flexible in our subjects. There are some preferred subjects which you can have a look on our website for, but it does cover the usual A-level subjects, things like maths, business, economics, and so on. In terms of duration, most of our programmes are available across 3 or 4 years. So what that generally means is that you can add a placement year if you want to. If you'd rather just study for 3 years, that's absolutely fine. And you'll find there is a separate UCAS code for each of those versions of each degree. So this is where all of our long list of UCAS codes comes from. Probably reassuring to hear at this point that you can swap between these programmes in this particular group, either during the admissions process before you join us or in your first year of study, because the first year is actually the same across all of our specialisms and the general management degree. So I'm going to show you a quick animated video now, which will help to kind of pull out the key selling points of our BSc management degree at Alliance MBS. So as I said, the first year is standard across all of these programmes, and it'll give you a really good introduction to business and management topics. So things like accounting, finance, work psychology, which is human resource related, marketing, economics, and some maths as well in the first year. Now, we do also require some specific GCSE grades alongside your A-level grades, and we do accept a range of other qualifications. So if you are studying something like BTEC, for example, or the IB, we will accept those quite happily, and just have a look at our website for the kind of detailed entry requirements. The GCSEs we're looking for are maths and English language. Okay, so they're the only ones we will look at, and you'll need a grade B or 6 for most of our subjects. There are some subjects where we need a grade A or a 7 in maths, but B or 6 is the standard for English language across everything the business school run. Any problems with those grades, we'll start looking at things like your A-level subjects to see if we can potentially compensate for any grades at GCSE that don't meet our requirements. But I would encourage you to contact our admissions team with any individual kind of queries about GCSE grades in particular. So after the first year on these programmes, that's when your specialism would kick in, and these are your choices. So you don't have to take a specialism, you can keep your degree quite general and broad, but if you want to, you can choose any of those, and in second year you'll study more of those specific topics in your second year. So you'll do a third of your degree in the second year in that particular topic. If you continue with it in final year, you'll do half of your final year content in that specialist topic. Outside of your specialism, you have free choice across the management portfolio. And if you just take the BSc Honours Management degree without a specialism, you'll have free choice across everything from second year and in final year as well. I should mention as well at this point, you can take a language on your management degree. So you would take that from second year onwards, and you can do up to 20 credits, which is a 1/6 of your studies. That can be in a language that you already have some knowledge of, or it could be something completely new that you've never studied before. So whatever level you're up to in your languages, you can pick it up from the relevant level. So that's management. Then we have international management, which is a very similar programme, but quite a different structure. So the programme content is very similar. The first year is identical to the management degree, and we'll give you a good broad introduction to lots of different topics. The main difference between this degree and management is that it is 4 years of standard. There's no 3-year option on this one. And you would study abroad on this programme. So you'd study 2 years at Manchester, 1 year at a partner university abroad, and then a final year back at Manchester. And you see the grades haven't changed for this one either. So we're still looking for AAB at A level, and the GCSEs are the same as well. It's a much smaller group of courses, so only about 50 or 60 students on these ones, and a smaller range of nationalities due to the smaller cohorts. And here's a quick video to introduce these 2 international management programmes. Management and international management with American business studies, the main thing that will distinguish these 2 programs from each other is where you go on your exchange year. So for what we call IM, international management, you'll go to partner institution in Europe, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia or New Zealand, and on what we call IMABs, you would study in the United States or in Canada. We've got at the moment 44 different partners. They're all really different kind of student experiences. They're based in very different cities, different geographical locations across 16 different countries. So there's a lot of research needed from you to determine which of those partners you'll be best suited to. And we do have a team that help you kind of make that decision in your second year. All of the classes are taught in English, so there's no language requirements from any of our partner institutions. And the first year is the same as the management degree, but in second year you have a tailored unit for your international management programme. Outside of that structure, you have free choice across all of the management options. So you can, if you want to, take extra courses in certain topics. If you're really enjoying marketing or economics, for example, then you can choose more of those options in your second year and through to your final year as well. Just like management, you can take a language if you want to, and obviously if you're studying in a European partner, perhaps you might want to study a language alongside that in your second or final year as well. In terms of tuition fees for study abroad, and also there are different fees for placements as well, which I'll pick up on later, we do give you a significant tuition fee discount for your exchange year. So at the moment, our home students are paying £1,385 for that year, and our international students will pay 20% of the standard international fee. So at the moment, for a 2021 entry, we'll be charging standard fees of £9,250 for a home student or £25,000 for international students. So you can work out the fee reduction there that you'll benefit from, which is about, I think, £7,000 for an international student. Then we have the partners, so it's worth having a look in each of our geographical regions to see if any of these institutions might pop out to you being more appealing than others. So in the US and Canada for the IMABS course, these are our current partners. These are also listed on our website, and you can click through to find out more about each university individually. We do at the moment have an Ivy League school on our partner list, which is Cornell in New York. There's also some other very well-known schools on that list. So NYU, New York University is one of them, Marshall School of Business is another, McGill and York University, two more. So a really great kind of choice of different experiences across the US and Canada. Jumping across to Europe, we don't just have partners in kind of France, Spain, Germany, we also have partners in Scandinavia and in Eastern Europe as well. So a really diverse environments for you to spend that year studying and exploring the culture of those countries as well. And our students who are studying abroad, they do use this year as a good opportunity to do additional travel. So if you imagine spring break in the USA, for example, there's plenty of opportunity to get out and about around the country more widely. If you're studying somewhere like Hong Kong or Singapore, it's a fantastic base to travel to places like Thailand, Cambodia, really great opportunities for travel in this year abroad. So we have at the moment 3 partners in Hong Kong and 2 partners in Singapore, and these are great destinations for students interested in finance, economics, for example, and also, you know, really different culture than we're used to back in Manchester. And then we have our partners in Australasia, so 5 partners in Australia and 2 partners in New Zealand at the moment, and that's 1 on the North Island and 1 on the South Island. Okay, so moving on to programmes which are a little more kind of specialised, I would say the management degrees are really good for students who don't know exactly what career they want to go into and want to kind of shape their degree as they go along. Loads of flexibility on those programmes. These other programmes are a bit more specialised from year 1. So this one, international business, finance and economics, you'll study all 3 subjects in all 3 years of this programme. So you need to have a kind of passion for all 3. You can't drop any of them. The grade profile does go up as well for this one. So we're looking for 3 A's for students from 2021 for this programme. Again, you can do a work placement and take it to a 4-year course if you'd like to. It's the 2nd largest programme that we run after management. So we have about 120 or 30 students on what we call IBFE. We love an acronym at the business school. So IBFE, a really, really popular course, not just with students, but with employers as well. And it's a nice blend of 3 different topics, all relevant to business. So a quick video here to introduce you to IBFE.
This is the centre of academic excellence where you
You'll see at the end of a few of these videos, we have the #1 rated university by graduate employers stats on there, which we've actually held for the last 3 years at Manchester, so from 2018, 19 and 20, which goes some way hopefully to show the reputation of the school and the wider university with national employers. In terms of this programme, you'll benefit from the strength of the business school tuition, but also the School of Social Sciences at Manchester. So they are particularly strong in research and teaching for economics, and then the business and the finance is covered by the business school. If you want to major minor in 2nd and final year, you can do. So if you're particularly enjoying the finance or the economics, then you can upset the balance a little bit and study more of whichever aspect of this course you're enjoying the most. If you have A-level maths, you'll take a higher level of maths in the 1st year of this programme. You don't need it for the programme, but if you have it, we like to kind of capitalise on that and send you through a higher route. If you want to take a language, you can do on this programme, and it's also quite strong for exemptions from professional accounting exams if you think you might want to go into chartered accountancy after graduation. If you're pretty sure you want to go into accountancy, we do have more specialised programmes. So we have a BSc Honours Accounting degree, and then separately to this, we have a business accounting degree. Now these 2 programmes are very different. So this BSc Honours Accounting, it's a 3 or 4 year programme. You would study for 2 years at Manchester. You would then work in a placement, optional placement for 1 year, and then come back to Manchester to graduate in your final year. The grades we're looking for are 3 grade A's at A-level, and this is the programme where your maths at GCSE would need to be at a grade A or a 7. So we need that higher level of maths. It's a really small accounting programme, so we look for between 30 and 40 students each year on this one, and it is part of the ICAEW undergraduate partnership programme. So we actually partner with one of the accounting professional bodies on this course to give you plenty of exemptions from those professional exams. So I'll just introduce this programme with this animated video here.
Value of radio time to the sponsor is judged by the amount of good.
Okay, so BSc Accounting. As I mentioned, in terms of the main accounting bodies, we offer a good number of exemptions. So you'll have seen at the end of the video 8 ICAEW papers, 7 for ACCA and 8 for CIMA. And what this gives you is kind of a fast track to chartered accountancy status after you graduate. So it reduces the number of professional papers you need to sit for your employer once you're in post. And as a result, it makes you cheaper to train and obviously more attractive to those employers as a graduate. So lots of reasons to kind of look at a more niche accounting program if you do think you might want to become a chartered accountant after uni. We have a really good relationship with the big 4 accounting firms, but also with a good range of smaller companies, both in Manchester and more widely. The programme director for BSc Accounting has built the programme on 3 pillars. So she's looking at academic prowess, well-being and employability. So do check out, it's Jenny Rose's programme, this one. And Jenny's recorded a number of sessions introducing this programme as part of our virtual open week most recently, so do check those out if you're interested. Then we have the business accounting degree. Now this is so different. It's been built in partnership with PwC and it's part of what they call their Flying Start degree group of programmes. So it has the same grade requirements as BSc Accounting, but its structure is very different. So this programme's only available across 4 years. Your first year would be studying at the Business School at Manchester, and then your second, third and fourth year involve integrated work placements at PwC alongside your studies. So by the time you graduate, you'll have completed 3 quite significant periods of work experience at PwC's audit department. The various class stats are to be confirmed on this one because it's actually very new. So we're taking our first cohort of students this September 2020, and we're hoping we'll have 60 students starting this programme this year. And here's a quick video just to introduce this business accounting degree. So this is perhaps the best possible guarantee of a graduate job that we could possibly give you. Not quite a guarantee, but as close as we can get. Last year, 98% of PwC's Flying Start graduates joined PwC in a graduate position. So it's a super high chance of getting your foot in the door with this company, who are consistently voted the best accounting firm to work for in the UK by students. So a really good place to start your graduate career. Your placements, they'll take place between April and June in years 2 and 3, and a little earlier in final year to allow you to come back and finish your studies for graduation. You'll gain the maximum number of exemptions that are possible, so that's 12 exemptions out of the 15 for ICAEW exams, and it just gives you that kind of fastest route possible into chartered accountancy afterwards. Perform well in both your studies and on placement, and that's when you'll get the graduate job offer. Okay, so finally we have IT management for business, which is genuinely very different from everything else that we run at the business school, and something you ought to think about if you've never considered studying IT at uni. If you're interested in tech and how tech can kind of support business processes and make them more efficient, then this is a really interesting course, especially at the moment. These kind of skills are very much in demand from employers. So they came to the UK government, a group of around 60 different employers a number of years ago, with a skills gap in their industries, to report that kind of business students were very good at the softer side of things, computer science students were very good at the technical side of things, and what they wanted really was a degree that met halfway, that had the business skills and the IT skills and the project management skills as well. So this is where this degree was kind of born out of. Again, it's available across 3 or 4 years, so placements are a really popular route on this programme. And here's the final video just to tell you more about IT management for business. So this is not a computer science degree. We don't need maths A-level. We don't need any prior knowledge of computing or IT in your A-level or GCSE subjects at all. We'll teach you very much from the basics upwards. And the group of employers that built the programme are very much still involved in its delivery and in supporting students through as well. A lot of the content of the programme is based on project work. So in first and second year, you'll do group projects, which are set and assessed by employers. So at the moment, our first year project is with Credit Suisse, and our second year project is with Procter & Gamble. And they set a kind of live client project to our students, who then go away and do some work on it and present their ideas halfway through the year to the group of employers, who provide feedback for them to go and improve those ideas for the end of year showcase. So these students are getting a lot of kind of networking opportunities with lots of different employers, not just from tech companies, but from a wide range of companies where tech is important to their operations. So it's a really interesting degree in terms of employability and the level of engagement with different employers on campus throughout all 3 years of the programme. The placements, previous students have joined companies like Fujitsu, IBM, Intel, obviously all tech companies, but also places like PepsiCo and Morgan & Stanley. We've had students supporting the Olympic Games Committee when we had the Olympics in the UK. They were looking at things like technology, crowd control and management. So some really interesting applications of technology. So hopefully those of you that have never heard of this degree are perhaps a little bit more interested, having learned a bit about its applications and the kinds of roles and companies that this might get you to after graduation. So moving on from our courses to a bit more kind of general information, do think quite carefully about work placements and what they could add to your experience at uni. So when I was back at uni, a lot of us were just doing 3-year degrees. We'd come out at the end with very little work experience, and then we'd be thrust into the world of work to kind of fend for ourselves. I think if I was to have my time again, this is the sort of thing that I would take really seriously and consider adding in, because it gives you that kind of trial run while you're still a student to dip your toe into an industry, have a go at it, see if you enjoy it, see where your skills lie, and to make those connections with employers. So lots of reasons to do a placement and not very many reasons not to. Often lack of confidence is the main reason that our students might not go for it. So hopefully building that confidence from the point you're at now, by the time you get to your second year and you're applying for these roles, you feel like you're very much ready for it. And all of our kind of support services at the school are trying to help you through with that. So our careers service, our placement coordinator, they're there to help you with job applications, building your CV, practice interviews, and all of those kind of things that will help you to get these placements. You'll earn a salary for a placement, so somewhere between 18,000, some of our students have earned up to 34,000 last year. It will also enhance your academic prospects, so you're more likely to achieve the top grades in your degree. It will affect your long-term earnings as well as your earnings as soon as you graduate. So the Leo survey that's mentioned here actually proved that graduates will earn up to 6,000 more per year for up to 10 years after they graduate if they've done a placement. So that impact is actually felt for quite a long period of time. Your chances of getting a job also much greater if you've done a placement. So Rate My Placement did some research earlier this year where they were looking at the number of graduate recruits that were previously placement students or interns at different companies, and a whacking great 54% of them were proven to have actually worked for the company before. So it is an important kind of foot in the door that lots of other students are taking the opportunity to get. So do consider it really seriously. The other thing to mention is the fee discount. So we don't expect you to pay full fees for a placement year, and if you're a UK or EU student at the moment, they're paying £1,850 just for that placement year. International students, you'd pay 20% of the standard fee. So some more general messages here around access, scholarships and so on. If you are predicted grades that are slightly lower than our requirements, please don't assume that we'll reject your application. There are some flexibility sometimes in our grades. We welcome applications from anyone within 1 or 2 grades. If you are a WP student, so a widening participation student, you may be eligible for one of these access programs at the university, which is trying to widen access to our programs and will result in a 1 or 2 grade reduction in your offer. So have a look at access.manchester.ac.uk if you think you may be eligible for this. We do have a kind of access calculator on the website, so you can check your eligibility by putting in your postcode, your school postcode and so on. So do have a look into that. We offer a range of scholarships every year. These are worth £2,000 per year. They're for students achieving 3 A's at A-level or equivalent, and we need to have an application from you for these by the 31st of August in the year that you'll study with us. So if you're looking at 2021 entry, it's 31st of August next summer rather than this year. And you'll need to apply after you've got your grades, so after you've got your results. This is worth mentioning because it's very specific to Manchester. So I think when you're trying to make decisions about which university and which course to apply to through UCAS, you're wrestling with, you know, what makes each university different and what makes Manchester particularly special. And aside from all of our kind of rankings and research metrics, this is what we feel sets our students apart. So have a look at our Stellify website if you get a chance, because it helps to kind of draw a picture of what is different about a Manchester student, the kind of opportunities that you would have at Manchester to set yourself apart from other graduates, whether that's through our grand ethical challenges, volunteering opportunities, work placements and employability seminars, lots of different ways that we give our students the kind of opportunities to stand out. The Careers Service will help you for up to 2 years after you graduate, but very much gets involved from first year onwards with all of the kind of usual support, CV writing, job applications and so on, but also they can do things like tailored interviews if you have a specific job interview coming up and you send them the details for that. They also have a range of supportive kind of mentoring programs, skills sessions across campus, and a huge number of employers visiting the campus every year. Here's some examples of the employers that our recent graduates are working for. Some companies you'll certainly know already, others that might be smaller, more niche companies in there. A lot of students will also go on to master's studies. They'll study a master's in something more specialised, perhaps, either at the school at Manchester or elsewhere, or internationally. And a good number of students at Manchester are interested in setting up their own business as well. So it's a really great environment to be an entrepreneur. And we've got Manchester Enterprise Centre as part of the business school. We also have Manchester Entrepreneurs Society as well, which is very well resourced and provides a lot of advice to students who are just starting to set up. Then we have UniBuddy. This is a really good way to chat to our students. So obviously I'm a member of staff at the university. There might be loads of questions that you guys have that you'd rather ask a student. And so at the moment, because we're all off campus for the foreseeable, this is the best way to get in touch with our students. So if you visit the website alliancembs.ac.uk/study/UniBuddy, you will find our ambassadors and you can choose who to talk to either by country or by course. And you can literally chat to them via an online platform there. So by all means send them any questions about their subject, about why they chose Manchester. Maybe you want to know about accommodation in the city and what the choices are. Maybe you want to ask about kind of course unit choices and how, you know, how flexible things are, what kind of level of choice they all have. Those sorts of questions are really good to direct to our current students. So that is it from me. Hopefully that's been a really useful introduction to the school. I myself, I'm also on UniBuddy, so by all means you'll find me under the staff profiles. If you have anything in particular you want to pick up with me, feel free. And that's it. Thank you very much for your time and coming to the session.